I've joined co-production fairly recently, and I joined because I can see that the input they give at the strategic level is very important, and it's necessary for both sides to be working together so that we have a system whereby the people who are providing the money, which they obviously have to use sensibly, are giving the service that is required to give the actual life system to the person who needs to use that money for them. And we need to be working together to make sure that that is done efficiently, effectively, and they get the life they need.
Okay, I joined the Co-production Network because for the last 50 years or so I've been involved with agencies, departments of various sorts, government departments, and it's quite clear that co-production doesn't ever feature within the work that they're doing, and I hope I can make some difference for that.
Well, I suppose what interested me was, as I said previously, all the voluntary work I do, running peer support groups for people with mental health issues, working for the Mental Health Trust, etc. All those things, either directly or indirectly, help people. At first it was specifically people with mental health issues, but now, as I say, it's broadened. But they help people have better outcomes and better treatment.
I joined the Co-production Network in 2016 because at the time we were applying for a personal health budget for our daughter, and we found the process very difficult and very traumatic. We think this is because in our area the PHBs were very new and systems were not in place, and I thought by being a member of the co-production group we could help co-produce a better system for our area.
I have been passionate about co-production, and I'm very keen to support the co-production network to contribute to shaping services in Lincolnshire around health and social care. I personally believe very much in person-centred approaches. I've got experiences within my family and personally where I've seen where good co-production and good person-centred care can really make a difference to people's lives.
What led me to join the Co-production Network is the fact that I've had the experience not just of the services themselves and the service providers, but other parents in a similar situation. And it became obvious there were things that we were all concerned about because people were not getting a service that was based around the life they wanted to lead. It was based around what people's opinion was of the life they wanted to lead. And I think it's important that we mesh those two things together. Opinion obviously is important, but it's got to be based on what the actual person wants out of their life.
Well, as part of the team, you know, I mean, they say there's no I in team, but if you look close enough, there's a me. But as part of the team, you know, we've done a lot of work on the care planning, care plan templates. We've done a lot of work on revising letters and things that go to patients and putting them into English instead of into them being in NHS speak, as I call it, corporate speak. We've done a lot of work on supporting the neighbourhood teams where they are in Gainsborough mainly now, and we've done all sorts of things. And I think, you know, moving on to a question that comes later on, I think the commissioners are just beginning to realise now that we can be very useful to them. And, you know, I think sometimes being slightly negative, it's, you know, they're just patients, they're just lay people. What the hell do they know? You know, we're the professionals, we know what's going, what needs to be done. But they're now realising that people like us can make their job easier and make their job more rewarding and more effective.
Strategic co-production to me means that we're getting together at a table. That table is a round table. Nobody has a position that is above or beyond somebody else's. We're aiming to achieve one thing at the end of the day, giving somebody the life they want. And we can do that by listening to each other, compromising with each other, letting each other know what we feel, putting all that information together, whether it's come from experts, whether it's come from people who just have experience from living with people like that. That round table situation, it's absolutely critical if we're going to get the best deal for everybody out of the situation and have that person at the heart of it all.
I'm interested in co-production because it's about how people's experiences can shape services. For me, the role of facilitator is there to enable those people to have a voice and to really share their lived experience, and to work with commissioners to help them to get the best out of co-production.
Well, to me, it means that people like Gareth and commissioners and professionals and people from the clinical commissioning groups are working with people like us and with other people with health issues or social care issues, working with us in genuine co-production, which means you start with a blank sheet of paper, right in there right from the beginning, and work together, and each side respects the other's views, respects the other's expertise, respects the other's experience, and neither side sees themselves as superior to the other, because what's happened in the past obviously is that, as I said previously, we're the professionals, we're the doctors, we know what's best for you, we'll do this to you, but what we want is for them to do it with us, and them to do it with us right from the start, right from the blank sheet of paper scenario.
Good strategic co-production is when people forget who they are working for, in the sense that they are just getting together with people to listen to everybody else's ideas, think about it, put it in the context of your own ideas, and work out which is the best way forward. If that means you have to jig things a little bit, you have to move things, you have to compromise slightly, does that matter if at the end of the day we achieve the goals we're all aiming for?
Good strategic co-production to me is about addressing the power balance and bringing people together around a table where they can work to a common goal. It's not about trying to co-produce absolutely everything that services need to deliver. It's about finding the right things at the right time and working with people to really make that difference.